Okay. Fine. So we have seen three types. Now, when is if used? How many
When we
outcomes?
have two conditions.
When we have two conditions. फिर से सोचो.
Sir,
Sir, when we have more possibilities,
When we have,
two or more possibilities.
no, in that case, so all if are used. But that is correct. That is half answer. Ki when we have more than one possibilities, two or more possibilities rather, we use one of the if types, either first one or the second one or the third one. But having said that, there may be more than one possibilities when we are going to use the first type.
sir, when we consider only one possibility, when we need only one
Out of,
possibility.
yeah, good. Out of the all the possibilities that are possible outcomes or the scenarios or that are possible, if we are focus or are you can say main focus or one particular outcome is our main focus, yes, then we are going to use if, and rest of the cases we are going to do no action or simply ignore it. Okay. So we have many possibilities, or rather we can write greater than one possibilities, but focus on only one outcome. Similarly, we have greater than one possibilities,
Focus on two outcomes.
focus but focus on two outcomes. And what are those two outcomes? One particular, rest others. You remember? One particular and rest. For example, if it is Monday, print it's a good day, and for all others, rest you will, else may you will write I don't care. Yeah, Gaurav. ठीक है. That's all right. So is it clear? And this greater than possibility, but focus on,
More than two outcomes.
correct, more than two outcomes. Okay, so based on this logic, we will solve some questions today. ठीक है, वो मैं सोचा था असाइनमेंट के लिए दूंगा. आई थॉट ऑफ गिविंग एज असाइनमेंट, बट नहीं देंगे, असाइनमेंट में नहीं करेंगे, बिकॉज even if I give, you won't be able to do it क्योंकि you are having your exams. So we will discuss those questions here itself. Okay, so some questions to discuss. So questions. Okay, now the first question that we are going to discuss is we will see. Okay, so let's say this is the first question, very simple one. Write a program to enter input two numbers or accept two numbers from the user and print the biggest number. How we will do it? Which one we will use? If else, or if else?
If else.
If else. Read the question.
Sir, if.
If. We are not concerned about what is the smaller number. We only have to print the bigger number. Okay. So there are two numbers, but only one will be bigger. So possibilities are two, but we are concerned only about the bigger outcome, not the smaller outcome, right? So our focus is 1. So what we can do is, let's take it down in different color. We'll write num is equals to, because you can take general number, because not necessarily integer, input please enter a number. Okay, and then you can use condition, if condition. So you can write if num, acha, we have to take two numbers, right? So we will write num1 and num2. Okay, so num2 will be, we'll write the same thing. Okay. Just give me a minute, I'll get some water. Okay, need to have some water. Meanwhile, you can think on other questions. Okay.
And Arvind, your mic is on.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah. So we were solving the first one. Similarly, we'll take num2 and we have to print which one is bigger. And because we have seen that our point of focus is only one, the bigger outcome and not the smaller outcome. So only one outcome we have to focus out of the given two. So we are going to use if. So we'll write if num1 is greater than num2, but see, we said that we are not going to focus on the smaller outcome.
Sir,
right?
but depends on the user.
No, but depends on the user, right? Here. Okay, because that is correct. We don't have to print the smaller one. But again, if you see here, there are still two possible outcomes. Why? Because either num1 can be bigger or
num2.
Num2 can be bigger. User can give any of these as bigger. Okay. So, acha, we'll see the second variant also, where we will be printing that smaller one as well. Yeah.
In num1, you forgot to put one more bracket.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, he's correct. So one more bracket will be there for float. Okay. So yes, like I was saying, the user may either give num1 as bigger or num2 as bigger. So
Sir,
still
so we
there are
can use it as we can take if else and write if num1 is greater than num2, print it is num1 is greater than num2, else it is smaller.
That is what I'm
So
doing.
we can
No,
write
no,
as
else
if
not
num1
smaller.
is
Else not smaller. We are only going to deal with the bigger number. Okay, so what we are going to do here is just have a look. Let me complete this. Because either this can be greater or this can be greater. Okay, so there are two possibilities. So if num1 is greater than num2, we'll write print num1, okay, comma, we'll write is greater. Okay, else what we are going to write? Print
num2 is greater.
Yeah, correct. Num2 is greater. Okay.
So if both the numbers are equal, then what can we do to modify it, sir? Like to say that they are equal?
We will see it. ठीक है, चलो उस पे भी आएंगे. But अभी इसको देखते हैं. We'll remind me later. Let's say towards the end of the class, we'll discuss that as well. Okay. अच्छा चलो. Now you tell me. अच्छा, is this program clear? First you tell me. Okay, because there was still two possible outcomes. Why? Because num1 could have been greater or num2 could have been greater. We are not sure. So two possible outcomes are there. Therefore, we will be discussing in this context only. That is, if else only.
if
Right.
else only we'll use, no sir.
If else only. Because we are not sure which number the user is going to give the greater one. Okay. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, everyone देख लो. Ruchika, Pooja.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Vijay, can you listen to me? Can you hear me? At least you can reply me in the chat if you cannot, if you are having problems with your microphone, so that I can proceed. Right. So this was a very easy question. Let's say question में थोड़ा और modify कर देते. If the question would have been like कि print the bigger as well as the smaller number.
So it will be the same program.
Same. Okay. How can you modify it in that case?
Sir, the first statement will remain the same. The second statement will be num2 is the smaller number.
Num2 is the smaller number. Okay. What I am going
Only
to
the
do
print statement will change, sir.
Okay, let us see. Now I'll say, let's say another question that I'll take. Print both bigger as well as smaller. Smaller of the two numbers entered. We'll write same thing. Num1 is equals to. Mute your microphones. If you are speaking, then only unmute. नहीं तो disturbance होगा बीच में. Okay. Just a minute. देख लो किसका अनम्यूट है. Okay. Right. Num2. Now you can write.
The mic is mine.
Okay. num1 is greater than num2, we can write print num1 is greater, and then you can write print num2 is smaller, else what will you print? Same thing, but print num2 is greater. Is it clear? Now the body will consist of two statements. That is the only difference. Okay. देख लो, if we have to print both, how the same program with a bit of modification you were able to manage that. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Anyone with doubt? Okay. ठीक है, चलो, I'll proceed to the next question. Question number 2. What is question number 2 here? Write a program to input total marks in a subject, okay, out of 100 and print pass or fail. Okay, let's say in this case what we will do is, ये जो out of 100 है ना, उसको अच्छा चलो यहाँ पे we are only going to take out of 100, and you are free to assume the passing percentage or pass marks. Okay, so
Sir, 40.
40 चलो ले लेते, we'll take 40. So here we'll take as comment, first line of the program I'll give as a comment, assuming.
Sir, can you go to the question page?
I'll put it up on in Teams also. This one. That means the marks that will be entered by the user, if that is greater than or equal to 40, we will print pass, else we will print fail. It's a 2-line program. Okay. So what we are going to do, assuming pass marks as 40. Okay. Now we are going to ask from the user the value of mark. What is the marks obtained? Marks, let's say we'll say int only. Input whatever message you have to give. And then you are going to write if there are two possibilities again, either pass or fail. Okay. So depending on whether the marks is greater than 40 or less than 40. So we'll have if else, because only two outcomes we are concerned about. One is
Float, no, sir.
if you want, you can take.
Sir, equal to 40 is pass.
Assuming. Okay. If marks is greater than equal to 40, in the block of if, what we are going to write, if this happens to be true, then we are going to print
Pass.
Pass. Else, the only other option possibility remaining is the student has failed. Very simple.
Sir, in exam, should we write this comment? Or we can directly write if marks is greater than or equal to 40?
Lick dena, it will make sense.
Sir, in exam they will give no, sir, what will be the pass percentage?
I will generally mention, don't worry. Even if in the boards it is not mentioned and some question comes like that, please make a habit ki explain that thing by giving comment, whatever you are assuming. Okay. Right. Write a program to input marks out of 800 and print pass if marks is greater than 50%, otherwise print fail. Similar question. Now you have to print marks out of, let's say, there were 8 subjects of 100 marks each. So total marks, that is maximum marks possible is 800 for any student. So we are going to ask here marks out of 800 and we are going to print pass if it is greater than 50% of the total marks, else we are going to print fail. Okay.
That is if the marks is more than 400 is pass and if it is
Correct.
less than 400 fail.
Correct. कर लोगे ये चीज, so I don't need to solve. Question number 3. Will you
Sir,
be
in our program, we can directly write, no sir, 400, no need to write 50% of 800 is equal to 400 like that.
Either way is correct. ठीक है. So you
Sir,
can
will you
use,
show for second question once again?
देखो. I'll be sharing this board.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So do I need to solve question number 3?
No sir.
ठीक है. उसमें कर लेना marks greater than 400 or marks greater than 50% of 800. Okay. So try it out. It's very simple. Next question is write a program to enter a number and print whether positive, negative or 0. Whether the number
We have
is
done this, sir.
We have done this. So try it out. Last class के भी इसमें होगा, white board में होगा. ठीक है. So 3, try it out. Question number 4, done in last class. Yeah. Why? Because there are, yeah, Ankit is correct. If elif else होगा उसमें. Check whiteboard. Check board. I'm yet to upload that board, but I'll do it today. Okay. So इसमें you will be having if, elif and else. Why? Because in this you can say if num is greater than 0, then you will print pass, etc. Elif will be if num is less than 0, then you will write here positive, here it will be negative, and else mein it will be 0. Okay. So this is the case for positive, this is the case for negative, and this is the case for 0. Right? Because there are more than 2 possibilities. Okay. Fine. Question number 5. Write a program to enter a number and print even or odd. This is where we ended our last class, right? How do we check even or odd?
Divide by 2 if you equal to 0.
Modulus.
Remainder is equal to 0.
हाँ, you can do either ways. चलो मैं इसको एक बार और बना देता हूँ. Even or odd. So you can write num is equals to, let's say we are only considering integer numbers. Int input, and then you will write if, considering ki user has entered only a positive number. Okay. If num is greater than, num mod 2 double equal to, don't write single equal to, 0. Means if this is true, then it will go inside if block. This has to be true. This header of if or the condition of if has to be true. Okay. So So if number when divided by 2, that result, if this part of double equal to matches this part of double equal to, then what will happen? Answer will come as true. Okay, because double equal to is used for comparing. So if number when divided, in the third one, they have only given greater, so no equal to. Yeah, greater than 400 karna, greater than equal to, don't use equal to sign. Okay. Yeah, so here we will write print num is even, else print num is odd. Another way can you do it? Yeah, इसमें condition will reverse. If num mod 2 is not equals to 0, then what will happen? Else statement will come under if, and if statement will come under else. The blocks will interchange. Print num is odd, else print num is even. देख लो, either of the two, either you do this or you do
What
this.
if it is 0?
What if?
It is 0.
No, I have assumed now कि user enters positive number. Okay, I have solved this question assuming user is always entering positive number, positive integer, or rather you can say.
Sir, but if 0 was a case, then how will we solve this question?
I had solved it in the last PDF. You remember? If within if.
Okay, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Go and check it out. Okay. Right. ये clear है? This question? Everybody just
Yes,
let me
sir.
know. Nanika?
Yes, sir.
Is Nanika present?
Sir.
Are you understanding?
Yes, sir.
Good. Okay. ठीक है. Now we'll see what are other questions. Write a program to enter a number and print its square if it is even, else print its cube. What do you think? It's a tough one or a very simple one?
We'll have one more print statement in it, sir.
You'll have?
One more print statement, just.
Okay, chalo, we'll try to see. That is question number 6. Okay. Right. So we'll write a program to enter. Just give me a minute. Why is it always coming presenting? Okay. Sorry, not marks. You can take it as
Num.
Num is equals to, you ask for the value. Okay. And then write, what was the question? It was, yeah, square if it is even, else print its cube. Okay. If num mod 2 is double equals to 0, that means the value of num remainder when num is divided by 2 is same as 0, then what you will do is you will print num multiplied by num, or you can even import math and you can print math.pow num comma 2. That also you can. Oh, sorry.
Sir, that one where we should write? Import math.
Wait. Either you will write this or you will write num power 2, or you will write math.pow num comma 2. Okay, but here in this case you will have to import math on the top. Okay, so I'll write for this case import math is required.
Sir, after if statement, import math.
No. You generally import statements by convention or by good habit. Here before num, the very first line. Okay. Generally, all the import statements in any program by convention or by good programming practice, they are generally written as the first line of the program, first or second, like that, at the top of the program. All the import statements are written. The question is, Bharat, ये question बोल रहा है. But yes, we have seen that, Aditya, first let me answer Bharat's question. The question is, write a program to print the square of the number if the number is even, else print its cube. ठीक है? So if the number is even, or else we will print its cube. If that means if the number is odd, we will print, you can write num 3. And import statements are always written at the first line. It works also without import also. Correct, Aditya, correct है तुम्हारा. But you have seen there is a slight difference between the normal pow function जो तुम लिख रहे हो and the one that we use with import. One is in double and one is not in double. We have discussed in the last class. Okay, yeah, between float and int. So return type जो उसका final answer is returned as float in one of the one case and int as another case. That is correct, but generally you should use math functions because it has got wide number, many functions inside it. Okay, so using it you can not only find pow, you can find various other mathematical results or various different types of mathematical functions. So generally you should go with, my recommendation is all the functions defined in math module, that is import math के अंदर में जो आता है. Okay, but nonetheless if you write pow also and if I'm convinced, I'll definitely give you marks, but as a general I am saying that will help you in long run. Okay, so is this program clear? That means if the number is odd, even, we will print it as square, else we will print its cube, or you can also use math.pow num comma 3 here. Okay, but in that case again import will be required on the top. Is it correct? That means, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Doubt हो तो stop me. मतलब no need to hold yourself. Okay. Now write a program. Question number 7. Right. Write a program to input a number and print whether positive, negative, or 0.
Sir, we are in the 7th one, no, sir.
Acha, we are, just a minute. I was reading the 4th one. Okay. Write a program to input 3 numbers and print the biggest among them. Yeah. Now this will be a bit different.
Sir, we'll use here if else and also we'll use the AND operator.
Correct. Okay, your answer is correct, but let us see. So here input 3 numbers and print biggest among them. इसमें कैसे करेंगे? We'll take as num1 is equals to float input या int input जो लेना है ले लेना. You can take anything. Prefer float only. Num2 is equals to same except input from the user. Num3 फिर यहाँ पे float input ले सकते हो. Now when you have got the 3 numbers from the user, what you are going to do is you will write if num1 is greater than num2 and num1 is also greater than num3, then can we say with certainty num1 is the biggest? If num1 is
num1 greater than num2 greater than num3,
that works fine. लेकिन मैंने क्या बोला है कि that may work here, but like I have said, you should learn in such a way that it works in all programming languages. Okay, so you cannot use compound in general in all programming languages like greater than together. Okay, is it clear?
yes sir.
Okay, so we will check if num1 is greater than num2 and also num1 is at the same time greater than num3, then which one will be the biggest? For sure num1 is biggest. Don't put it under quotes, else it will print the message. Num1, it will print it as it is. Is biggest. Elif, we write num1. Now if it has come here in elif, that means for sure num1 is not the biggest. You remember waterfall? If the first condition matches, elif and else won't be checked. If is false, then only it will come down to elif. True results in barricading the water falling from the top. So if your program execution has reached the elif part, that means this turned out to be false, then only. Else if it was true, it would have halted here, it would have executed and would have come out of if else structure. Are you all getting me what I am saying? What I am saying is, I'll repeat once again, in if, elif, else or if else, it will only come down and check else or elif part only if the above condition, that is if or above elif part is false, then only it will come down, else it will not come down. Okay, I had discussed it like water flow or waterfall from the top. So wherever true matches, there it stops. If false is there, water continues falling down to other elif or else part. Okay, so if your this has reached here, then what can you say for sure? Num1 is not the biggest, right? But in general also you can, is not the biggest. So we need to worry only about num2 and num3. ठीक है, पहले मैं जनरल अप्रोच दिखा देता हूं. Let's say you forget about it, you can directly compare this. Num2 is greater than num1 and num2 is greater than num3. You can print num3 is biggest. Okay, and then for some reason I am not able to remove this into toolbar. Okay, are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Now See, in previous pages, here num1 I have printed biggest. Here, sorry, num2, not num3. See, first if we checked if num1 is greater than num2 and num1 is also greater than num3, then we printed num1 is biggest. Similarly, in elif, we came here, we printed if num2 is greater than num1 and num2 is greater than num2. In that case, num2 will be biggest. Is it clear? First two? If neither num1 nor num2 is biggest, then what is the only possibility remaining? Num3 is biggest. There is only one possible outcome remaining. So, in the next page, we are going to write else print num3 is biggest. Dekho. First, we checked if num1 is greater than num2 and num1 is greater than num3. Then that means num1 is biggest. Then it will come down. We are going to check. That means if this resulted in false, then we are going to check with num2. Is num2 bigger than the rest of the two? That is num2 is greater than num1 and num2 is greater than num3. Then we'll print num2 is biggest. If neither num1 nor num2 is biggest, then only it will come to else. Imagining this water flowing from top. Okay. So if this is also false, this is also false, then only it will come down to else part, which is in the next page. In that case, it is pretty obvious if neither num1 is biggest nor num2 is biggest, then which one will be the biggest? Num3. Does that make sense?
Yes,
All
sir.
of you?
Yes, sir.
Deklo. Here checking for num1 as biggest. If this is not true, then it will come down and we'll check if this is not the case, then is it that num2 is bigger than the other two numbers? If that matches, fine, it will print num2 is biggest. If it is also false, then it will go down to else block. Okay, and in else block, it will obviously print num3 is biggest. Here three numbers are different. Yeah, we are considering that. Yes, Ilham, we are supposing that the three numbers are different. Okay. If they are equal, tell me what will happen.
Sir, it won't print anything.
It won't print anything. Why? It will always go to else. If above two case results in false, it will always go in else.
Yeah.
And it will print num3, which is of course all the three numbers are equal. So it will tell you, let's say you have given 10, 10, 10. It will answer you will get as 10 is biggest, which is again not incorrect. Okay, but to make the program, okay, Ankit, I'll answer your question in a better way, but let's see a variation of it. Can you tell me in this statement, did we need to check this much? Or more specifically, was this check necessary? You tell me.
Sir, in the above statement, it is proved that num1 is lesser than num2.
Yeah, no, in the above statement, we are sure that, yes, you are correct. In above if, okay, in above if, it is very clear that num1 is not the biggest. So how many numbers are remaining now to check? Then either num2 will be the biggest or num3 will be the biggest. Are you understanding? If it is coming down to elif part, then we are pretty sure that either num2 will be greater or num3 will be num2 will be the biggest or num3 will be biggest. Right? So more appropriately, you or the better version of the program will be, you will write Improved version I'll write.
Sir, but that program isn't wrong, no, sir.
No, that's not wrong. Improved version. We'll write num1 ask value, num2 ask value from the user, num3 ask value from the user. 3 variables you have created with these 3. Sorry, I made a mistake. What was that? There should not be any space. Num3. Then you will write if num1 is greater than num2 and num1 is greater than num3. Print the biggest one is num1. Okay. Else, sorry, elif. Now, if it has come to elif, then for sure num1 is not the biggest. Then what are the two possibilities remaining? Either num2 will be biggest or num3 will be biggest. So we only need to compare between num2 and num3. We'll write num2 is greater than num3. Then we'll print num2 is biggest. And if neither num1 nor num2 is biggest, then of course num3 is biggest. Dekh lo, it is the same program as the previous one, but here this extra condition we were checking that is not required, because it is pretty obvious that if it has come to elif, where if else work in a fashion just like water falling from the top, and wherever the condition matches true, it will be a barricade for water or a dam for water where water will no more flow down. So this resulted in false, then only water fell down and came to this condition matching. So if it came down here, that means for sure num1 was not the biggest. Then why we need to again check num1, num2 with num1? Because it is out of scene now. It cannot be biggest. Because had it been biggest, it would have matched. It got matched in the first one itself, and the condition would never have come for checking this one. Water would have stopped in this condition only, falling from on the top only. Okay. Clear?
Sir, if the program was write the program in ascending order.
We'll come to it. That's a different program. We'll come to it. Maybe not today, tomorrow. Don't worry. Okay. Now, is it clear what improvement we have made? Only one improvement we have made, that the actual condition which was being made, we removed it. That was unnecessary because num1 is not the biggest. So why we need to compare num2 with num1? The only sense it makes is to compare num2 and num3, because num1 is already not the biggest. That's why it has come down. So no need to check this part. Though if you are checking, that is fine, but computer will take extra workload. Okay. So this is how you make your program better, by reducing as much competition for the computer as possible. Okay. Though this program is not incorrect, I won't deduct marks, but I will be impressed with the person who has done this, who has reduced the workload of computer and increased in the improved the, you can say, the time taken by the computer. Execution time improvement has been done here. Is it clear how this program is better than the previous one? Because one extra computation which computer needed to make the comparison part, we have simply removed it because that was not necessary. Extra marks, that may happen. ठीक है, देखते हैं. Okay. Right. Now we will come to one part where we will stop right now. This entire thing that some of you were saying, ki, sir, what if all the number are equal? Okay. So we'll go to next page. What if
for all number are equal, this program will work on it. It will be correct on it, so this program.
It will work. It will show one of the numbers. Let's say it will go in else part always. And it will say, yeah, 10 is greater if you give 10, 10, 10. But if you want to make it more logically oriented, then I can give you one approach. numbers are equal in same program, in previous program. Okay, so what we can do is we'll ask for first number, we'll ask for second number, we'll ask for third number, and then we can write if num1 is equals to num2, sorry, and num1 is also equals to num3, that means all the three numbers are equal.
Yes, sir.
We will print all three numbers are equal. Else, what we are going to do in else? We are going to write this entire part. Okay, this entire part in the here. So we'll write if, see, that is now within the block of else. If num1 is greater than num2
So
and
why isn't it elif?
no, this is, we are writing in the block of else. The two major condition was there. Like nested if, correct. It is nested if. Let me write it completely, then I'll explain. Num1. We can write it as elif also. If you are correct, you can write it as elif also. What he is saying is, okay, I'll do that thing only. Elif num1 is greater than num2 and num1 is greater than num3, then we'll print num1 is biggest. Elif, if it is not, if neither all the numbers are not equal to, that means if all are not equal to each other, okay, then we'll come down here and we'll do something like, one more thing you can write here, and num2 is equals to num3. Okay, because if you do not write and part here, then it may like 10, हाँ ठीक है, बोल सकते हो, not necessary, not necessary. You can remove this part. I'm just and
Sir, but it will not show, no, sir.
why?
Num2 should be equal to num3. Okay, yeah, okay.
Num2 should be equal to?
No, sir, got it.
Okay. Okay. Dekho, we'll take here, let's say here you are taking as 10. Here you are taking as 10. Okay. You are correct, Ankit. तुम सही बोल रहे हो तो. So in this case, what will happen? बताओ. देखो, खुद देखो. Do we need to write it? You were correct. What you were thinking is correct. But it is not obviously, is it not obviously implied? If num1 is also equal to num2, okay, and num1 is also equals to num3, so are they not all going to be equal?
Yes, sir.
So do we need to explicitly write? Though you can write, it will not be wrong. It will not be wrong, but that will be again matching extra condition and computer को थोड़ा मेहनत बढ़ जाएगा. Computer will have to work a bit harder. Okay. So now in this program only, you can write num2 greater than num3.
Here we can write like this elif and then again elif.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Elif can continue as many times as possible. Only thing is last one will be else, or you can stop here also. It is not necessary to have else even. Okay. Right. Now is it correct? Equal to case is also handled.
Sir, colon.
Huh. Where?
First elif.
Okay, okay, yeah, correct. Thank you. Is it clear? और वैसे भी कर सकते थे another way, वो nested if करके. That is the last part we are discussing today. We'll close it. ठीक है? Solving previous program using nested if. Nested
Sir, in
state.
exam we have to mention the equal condition.
No, not necessary. I'll not deduct marks for that. Because even if anyways you are not mentioning equal to, it will give you the answer. What will happen? Let's say if you are not giving equal to, tell me what will answer. What will happen in this case? Is it going to give you some incorrect answer?
It's not going to give any answer, sir.
It is
It's
going
going
to
to
give.
give 10.
It is always going to give the answer that you want, because see, in any case it is going to print which one else. If first two is not matching, in case of equal to, then it is obviously going to print the third one, else one. And because the third number is also equal to the first and the second number, it will give you the answer. Okay, if all the three numbers are equal, then which one is the greatest? Any one of them. Okay, so even if you print the third one is the greatest, what is wrong in that? Okay, though yeah, it can be made more presentable by writing the next program in the next way, that is this way, right? So yes, I will always appreciate this, but it doesn't mean that I'll not give marks for this. Okay, is it clear? बताइए, डाउट है किसी को, या shall I discuss once again?
So in the previous program,
Hmm.
in the case where all three are equal, the answer will be the same if the first if is last, right, sir?
The answer will see. Let's take all the values you are taking as 10. Now you tell me, is num1 greater than num2?
Yes, sir.
Yes. 10 is greater than 10.
Equal to.
Equal to, right? So this will result in false. And in AND, any one of them is false, then the answer is false. AND truth table, you remember, only both should be true, then only AND will result in true. Okay, so here this part is also false, this part is also false. It will go in second. Now is num2 greater than num3? That
No,
is 10
sir.
greater than 10? No.
No, sir.
So it will come in else. Else will print irrespective of whatever was the case earlier, doesn't matter, else will always execute. So else will print 10 is greatest. What's wrong in that? So if all the three are same, else part will match. Okay, I'll write here. Right. Else will match if all are equal. All numbers are equal. Okay. Is it clear? Ralvin, you were asking, right? किसी को कोई डाउट है तो बताइए. Naya, I'm at the next page only.
Clear, sir.
Okay.
Sir, could you explain this once again, please?
See, only one extra condition I have given at the top. The very first condition, what it is going to match is, are all the three numbers equal to each other? If yes, first condition will be hit, water will not flow down further. It will come out of the if else entire structure, this part. And the next statement after else in the same line as if will be executed. Okay.
Okay, sir.
If all the conditions, if all the numbers are not equal, then the regular program will work, start checking whether first is greater than the second or second is greater than the third, whatever. Okay. So we had only one doubt. What if all the numbers are equal? Though the previous program also will not give you the wrong answer, but the next program, this one will give you the better view. Here you are specifically mentioning in case if all the numbers are equal. In the previous program, you will find if you have given all the 10, you will get the answer as 10 is the biggest. Can anyone say that you are wrong? Out of the given three numbers, 10, 10, 10, 10 is the biggest. You are not wrong, but it is not a better presentation, good presentation. So here what we are doing is we have included one extra condition where we are specifically checking if all the numbers are equal. If all the numbers are equal, we'll not print which one is the greatest. We'll simply print the message that all three numbers are equal. And if this is not the case, then that means all three are not equal. Then let the regular program work. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, right.
Sir, so in exam, if we only write if
Up to you.
num1 is equal to double equal to num2 and num1 is double equal to num3, you will give marks, sir?
Now, if you are going to write only this part, then how will you get marks? You have to check for all cases now. What if
Okay.
user gives three different numbers as three different numbers?
No, just in case if it is given as num1 and num2, num3 are all equal, then?
No, why will I give that thing? I'll not simplify that program.
Okay.
Okay. Right. Fine. Now the one final thing that I was about to show was this thing. You can do the same thing here using nested if. That is an if structure within another if or else structure. So you can write if num1 is equals to num2 and num1 is equals to num3. This also implies num2 is equals to num3. We'll print all equal. All three numbers are equal. Okay. Else, in else block, we are going to again start the if else part. We'll write if num1 is greater than num2 and num1 is greater than num3. Of course, you are going to accept num1, num2, num3 here. Num1, num2, and num3. Okay. So then you will write print. See, here indentation is done. And again for this here again indentation will be done. Okay. Print num1 elif num2 is greater than num3. Print num2 else print num3. Okay, so everywhere you will find indentation by the same level here. So this means in the body of else, okay, here we will write note, in the body of else you have another if else, if elif else. This is known as nesting. Nesting, you know why? Have you seen nests? One outer layer will be there, then inner layer of straws will be there. Just like that, they will be creating layers and layers, one inside another, that will form the nest. So therefore, it is known as nesting. Known as nesting. Okay, if else structure inside another if else structure. Okay, clear? This is another approach. So it's up to you. Whichever you try, you will get marks. Either this you write or you write this. Both are equally correct. Okay. I personally prefer this approach. If, elif, else, just like water falling from the top. It is simply more simple.
Sir, which is most appropriate?
Yeah. So you should always follow this. But even if there are certain cases where you will have to use nesting, where it will make more sense. So in those cases only use nesting. Else, most of the times you should try for if, elif, else condition only. Okay. Clear? So we have done till question number 7. Tomorrow we'll see another few. We'll try out few more questions. So you may expect questions in from first 7 questions only. These types of questions only. At max it may come in your exam, because we had discussed these concepts the last Friday. ठीक है, तो उतना ही आ सकता है. बहुत easy आएगा पेपर. Don't worry. Just take it easy. Clear your fundamentals. You will be able to answer everything. Okay. Just go through all the boards that I have shared.
Sir, is elif a feature of Python only?
No. In other languages, it is known as else if.